In this episode, I'm here with Manny Ceara, a true fitness industry success story.
Never forget the first language we learn. Body language.
Yeah. From humble and sometimes embarrassing beginnings as an hourly paid personal trainer to leading sales for $1 billion, that's billion with a B, dollar fitness company, and now becoming a multi-unit franchisee, it's fair to say he put the work in.
It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Manny is part of the very well-known and fast-growing Orangetheory Fitness brand. And from a studio manager, went to become the senior director of sales for a now billion-dollar fitness brand, and most recently, a multi-unit franchisee. And today, he's going to share with us what makes him successful in the Orangetheory Fitness brand with his fitness studios by talking all about sales.
I don't sell a day in my life. I haven't sold a membership in the last 15 years of my life. I've earned them.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the GSD Show. I'm Mike Arce, and today we have a raw episode. And if you like sales, if you loved our sales content before, this will be one of your favorite, if not your favorite episode of the GSD Show, as it's all about sales. We are here with 5 multi-unit franchisee, former senior director of sales at Orangetheory Fitness, also known as MC Squared, Mr. Manny Sierra. Manny, welcome to the show.
Hey, great to be here, Mike.
Manny, why MC Squared? Let's understand why, because there's a reason.
You know what? There is a reason. And I've also been known as the CEO, Chief Energy Officer, but that's another conversation.
We'll have that.
MC Squared, Manny Sierra, MC, and I'm also motivational coach. I'm really trying to brand that for myself. I've had the privilege of being on stage for over the past few years for Orangetheory and the brand, and I feel like I'm pretty good at it.
Awesome. So now when you say former senior director of sales, what were you in charge of at Orangetheory?
You know, sales at Orangetheory Fitness, there's so many different ways to look at sales. I mean, you could think of sales from a franchise standpoint, like are we selling franchises? I was responsible for getting bodies in the studios and getting them to say yes.
Got it.
If I can help franchisees and build systems and initiatives that we can not only drive traffic, but get the yes on the first visit, that was my job.
And you did that well.
I did it very well.
And you've got now 5 locations of your own.
I do.
Built off of the strategies that you got, and 5 going on?
500, my friend.
Not 10x, that's 100x.
That's 100x.
That's 100x.
Right.
Okay, so we've got 5. Where are you located? You're in Florida, right?
Yep, South Florida. Okay. I actually just moved my house, so my house is in disarray, but that's another conversation.
Yep.
But right now, my 5 studios are lined up in Boca Raton, Delray Beach, Lake Worth, Wellington. There's a lot of moving parts in South Florida, so it's a great time to be in Orangetheory Fitness.
Now, there's not really many licenses left in U.S., so you had to get these by way of acquisition, correct?
We did, yeah. Okay. So, you know, I love to say this, but I hate to say this, but Orangetheory is almost sold out, right, domestically. I mean, it's very hard to find a license.
But you
domestically.
Guys are,
Oh, internationally, sky's the limit, really. Right. But right now, when it gets to a certain stage in the business, some franchisees that have ridden the wave, guess what? They've at the end of their wave. But Orangetheory Fitness is not by any stretch at the end of our wave. So it's a really good time to be an operator, an owner-operator like myself. I've been there, done that, worked my way through. And you know what? If anybody's interested in, maybe changing gears, I'm right there for them.
I love it, man. So for everyone watching, everyone listening, first off, you're on Facebook and you're watching this live right now with us, use the comments below, ask questions. I and Manny will be there to engage and answer questions throughout the way. For any of you guys that are watching this later on YouTube, or you're listening in on the podcast, just make sure that you are subscribed so you can get tuned in on more episodes like this. And as you're enjoying the show, if you hear something, you go, man, that was it. That was great. I'm immediately, I know I could do that in my business, and you liked it, then prove it. Like it. Hit the like button. If you really liked it, leave a comment. If you really, really liked it, give it a share, and just make sure you are subscribed. Also, during the episode, if you're like, man, I really like what I'm hearing, I need to be on the next level here, how can I talk more with these guys? Go ahead and give us a call at 480-750-9774. Again, that's 480-750-9774. And we're going to be actually not only doing an episode here with you right now, we're going to talk about sales, but afterwards, we're going to immediately go down the hall into our other studio where we're going to be shooting trainings, actual courses for sales within the fitness studio space in Loudroomer VT. So guys, that stands for Loudroomer Virtual Training. Go to loudroomervt.com if you want to learn more and see Manny's incredible training along with a ton of incredible trainings from instructors from all over the world that are the best of the best at what they do in growing the fitness studio industry. Sounds good?
Oh, I'm pumped.
Oh, me too,
Got
man.
me ready to roll, man.
All right, let's get it going. Let's get it going.
Go.
So we'll start with the hiring. You said, so hire people, not paper. What do you mean by hire people, not paper?
One of my favorite breakouts I've ever done, and it really hit a chord for a lot of franchisees. I was hoping, and really what my strategy was, is let's get away from the typical. Let's stop looking at paper and start making decisions that move our business. So what can we do, or what should we be doing?
Right.
What we should be doing is hiring people. Then look at the paper. So one of my big things that I actually pioneered, and a lot of franchisees in the network tried it, is there's this concept called group interviewing. Now it sounds pretty easy to understand, but when you get down to it, almost every level of our business, sales associates, middle management, studio managers, even coaches, it's kind of like an audition. So we've built a brand on auditioning for coaches. Why haven't we built auditions for every other position in our business?
Sure, makes sense.
So what I did was I actually got people in a room. I invited multiple candidates for the same position. I got them in a room. And I said, you know what? Let me ask the same question. Let me see who answers first. Let me see who's motivated. Let me see who's the extrovert. What are the characteristics that I can't buy? That's what I'm hiring. That's what I'm buying. That's what I'm investing in. Let me find those characteristics. The rest, Mike, as you know, we can teach.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And for everyone that's watching, listening, you guys have probably heard my trainings on this before, unless you're just not an avid listener. I 100% agree. Character, hands down. If you don't have the character right, it doesn't matter what they come to the table with on paper. It really just doesn't. You got to have the character. And it's easier to find somebody that has character or skill. It's better to find somebody that has character, but if you can find somebody that has character and skill, somebody that's like just been a rock star. The reason the last company has been successful, and they were just not treated as well as they should have been, they weren't given the opportunities they could have been, and you can come here and open those opportunities for them, that's even better. Now, some people call it a unicorn, right? But the way I label it, we talked about this beforehand,
we did,
is the only unicorns out there are people that have character and skill that are also looking for a job.
Right.
Because there are plenty what we call unicorns that are not unicorns because they're just working at a place and they got great security. So we actually had an entire episode on it. We'll include it on the show notes so you guys can go down and see a link to the episode where we did talk about it. And for everybody that's watching right now, I'll actually put the title of the episode and the numbers so you guys can go find it here visually on the screen. And here it is so you can see it. Make sure you go back and watch that one. But Manny, I 100% agree. The people have to be right. I think SoulCycle did that really well, right? They didn't hire spin instructors. They hired like actresses or like entertainers, and then they taught them how to be cyclists and spin instructors, right?
They really did. And when I read that for the first time, I said, you know what?
Genius.
They're onto something.
Yeah.
They're onto something.
Yep.
And you know something else with recruiting, Mike? The other angle that I was on with that during that breakout was the whole concept of, casting a net and spear fishing. There's a difference.
Right.
What people typically do is they cast a net out there, they post an ad, they see what comes in from the post, and they go through the resumes, and that's their process, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? We're trying to drive home a point, and the point is, just sometimes, you gotta dive in head first, swim a little deeper with your spear, and spear fish the people that you know will make a difference, i.e., active recruiting.
Right.
Passive recruiting is what we've been doing for the past 100 years. Active recruiting is another mindset.
Right.
So get out of your markets, go out with your recruiting cards. If you don't have them yet, you can make them, right? I made my own.
Right.
And it says, you know what? Your name here. So when you see someone hustling and bustling, and it doesn't not have to be in the fitness business, as you know, you can find characteristics anywhere you go. You're out to lunch, you see your waiter or waitress just has that infectious smile and that energy about them. You know what? Maybe, just maybe, they could do well in my environment.
You, as a CEO, as a business owner, you got to be a heat-seeking missile for great people. And almost just wonder, like, I create a story for myself when I see them. In my head, I'm like, this poor person's being mistreated here.
Yeah.
And then I have to be proven wrong. So in my head, they're not being treated well, and then maybe I'm proven wrong and I'll let it go. But if I'm proven right, I just need one thing of proof. Yeah, I'm just not happy, the hours or whatever it is. Let's have a conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So you say the absolutely no problem sales strategy for better relationship selling. What do you mean by that? The absolutely no problem sales strategy for better relationship selling.
Yeah, this goes way back.
Okay.
This is one of my first breakouts ever for the brand. We have a lot of, the way we kind of built Orangetheory is the front level associates, it's called sales associates. They sometimes, just sometimes, don't get the type of training that they need to get that conversion on the first visit. So what I did was I wanted to simplify it. Let's go back to the basics. So the absolutely no problem strategy is literally just that. Saying the words absolutely no problem, it diffuses the situation. If someone comes up with an objection, you absolutely no problem agree with them. And that's when the EIRM, the empathize, the isolate, the redirect, the make a suggestion kind of approach that we've been training for so long comes into place.
So let's use it in an example. Like, give me an example of like perfect scenario.
Yeah, tell me that, okay, so hey Mike, so everything sounds great. We're lined up for your premier membership. You ready to get going? Say something about like your schedule.
You know what? I got to tell you, man, my schedule is a little tough. I got 4 kids, and it's hard for me to find a time that works in these blocks here.
Oh, you might absolutely no problem. I completely understand. Schedule and time is of the essence. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%.
But you know something else that's kind of interesting about time?
Yes, what's
Stop spending it. Invest it.
Okay.
You're investing your time here at Orangetheory Fitness, and here's the great part. We have classes 7 days a week. You just finished up with Coach Manny over here around the corner. They recommended something for you. So let's do this. Is time the only thing holding you back from getting started today?
Yeah, probably that.
Let's do this.
Now, I like that because you isolated to make sure there wasn't another objection, right?
I did.
First? Okay, good.
I did. So let's make sure that I had this straight. So I know time and schedule. We will make sure that's the only thing going on. You also did say something about why you're here. And the why you're here today is you want to be able to run around and chase your kids a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
In order to do that, Mike, you have to invest. Don't spend. Invest some time in you. So let's do this. Let's get you started on our elite program, okay? It's not that big, it's not that small, it's right in the middle, it's right in your wheelhouse. We already have your 2 classes pre-booked for you for next week. Let's say yes, let's get you started, and let's get you chasing on your kid a little bit better. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, totally good. Got it. So
Roger that.
So you acknowledge it. You don't disagree, which that's rule number 1 in sales: never disagree.
Number
never,
one.
because winning the argument never means winning the sale.
Amen.
A lot of people are too focused on winning the argument, and they don't realize that they're losing the sale along the way. And it's not about the winning the argument. So yeah, always agree. You're never going to win a sale out of contradicting the other person.
Never.
In fact, you're on your way down.
And you know what? If you do, Mike, I feel like that's when you're really selling and not earning.
Right.
I'm a big believer in there's a difference. I don't sell a day in my life. I haven't sold a membership in the last 15 years of my life. I've earned them because it takes work to earn sales. It takes work to earn relationships. And that's what I believe.
See, and the thing is, it is sales, but in your mind, you transform that type of sales to earning, which is great, because that's the thing. Salespeople have to do that. I do it too. I have to create like different stories around things in order for me to be able to buy into them harder. Because obviously that's still sales, but when you look at it, you're like, okay, sales can be defined especially by the outside non-salespeople. They define it as convincing, tricking, getting somebody to do something they don't want to do, right? Which that's not really what sales is. That's what conning people.
Yeah.
That's not con artists aren't salespeople.
Right.
They're con artists, right? So, but in this case, how do I get somebody to do something that is actually good for them, but they keep being sold by everyone else that it's okay to not do it right now. It's okay to wait. It's okay, right? Because none of my friends are spending this much money in Orangetheory. But all my friends are watching that. None of my friends have time to come in, but they all have time to watch 4 seasons, 4 episodes, or 4 different series on Netflix. We all talk about it, right? Oh, Game of Thrones, oh, this or that or whatever. We're all watching Black Mirror, but we don't have time to work out. And that's justified because all my friends say the same thing. So what you're doing is you're just asking questions. You're not selling them. You're asking questions that ultimately get them to reveal, like, man, I can do this actually, and I should do this actually, and you've earned it. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and the takeaway there, guys, for the audience and for us is it doesn't work unless you make that suggestion. You got to ask for the sale, and that's one of the parts that very entry level salespeople have trouble with.
Yeah. So same thing. If I said honestly, man, it's a little bit more than I want to spend. Absolutely no problem.
Absolutely no problem. We have plenty of options for you. Let's take it one step at a time.
Got it.
And then I'll just go right back into my method.
How would you? I want to hear how you do that. So let's say I talk to you and I looked at it and I go, like, what are your options at one of your studios? They're pretty close to each other, right?
In terms of Orangetheory?
Yeah, different packages.
Yeah.
They're not varying, right, really?
We have 3 simple options.
Okay, what
Simplicity is genius, so we keep it simple. So we have 3 options. We have your Premier Unlimited, you have your Elite, which is 8 times a month, and then you have your Basic, which is 4 times a month. So it really depends on what your goal is. If your goal, Mike, is to change your life and change your body and chase your kid around more effectively and efficiently and not get out of breath, guess what? Unlimited. Your prescription is unlimited. Let's get to work.
Got it. So now let's say I tell you right now, like I'm looking at the price because you give me the price, the sheet, and I look at it and I go, is there any way I can think about it? It looks like it's a little bit more than I expected to pay.
Well,
do you start with the absolutely no problem?
I wouldn't have shown you a sheet.
Okay, so let's do that. How do you present? See, there we go. Now that's where I want to get into. I want to see it, right? So class finish, when do you present price options? Or when do I know how much it costs? At what point?
Yeah, so here's what we'd like to see. This is what we train. We train on, there's no better time, there's no better moment to ask for a sale than after the experience. Some people think a little bit differently. They think, oh, well, if you go online right now, you type in orangetheoryfitness.com, you'll see the prices right then and there, right? Guess what? People do that, but they're not. Yeah. There's a lot of people that don't. Yeah, they don't want it. Yeah. So once we get there and once we're done with the experience, that's when the magic happens. That's the endorphins are high, the emotions are high. They just experienced an incredible 1-hour workout or experience with their new favorite coach. It's now. So what we do is right after the summary. So our coaches go over the summary, and then that's when we go in, and the front desk associate comes in, and that's when we start engaging.
That's awesome. Okay, so can you pitch me on that part? I kind of want to hear how you do it.
Yeah.
Because you're an interesting guy so far, and you've obviously got great experience, and your energy, I can tell, you've probably got a unique way to do it.
Yeah.
So I just finished my workout, right? So who's hitting me up? Is it the instructor? Is it the front desk girl? Is it a studio manager? Who's hitting me up right now?
Oh yeah, no doubt about it, the coach.
Coach. Okay.
Oh yeah, the coach just kicked your butt. Can I say ass on here?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
It's the Get Shit Done show.
The Get Shit Done. So you just got your ass kicked, but in a really effective, smart way.
Yep.
We are technology backed.
Of course.
Right? So after that, coach comes over and says, Mike, damn it, how do you feel, brother?
I feel great.
Yeah. Let me go over the results for you. Come on over for a few minutes.
Yep.
So it looks like here, Mike, that you are deconditioned. I'm just kidding. No, you're in great shape. No,
and
Mike,
you actually do that, Jim. Yeah, because it's good.
Man,
it gets people to laugh, right?
So I said, hey, Mike, guess what? Great screen, great show, great. The chart looks fantastic. How do you feel?
I feel good, man. Tired but good.
Tired but good. But you want to be great.
Yes.
It's going to take Orangetheory Fitness to get you there. So do you see what you're doing now a little bit different than what we could be doing here?
Yes.
So Mike, here's my prescription. It's very, very simple. I'm going to be your coach now. So let's do this. I got to see you 4 to 3 times a week in here. And when we do that, you will, not maybe, not if, not when, you will see results. And guess what? We actually guarantee it.
Really? How does that work?
We guarantee it. Don't mind me. I'm going to let my teammate take over from here, but I just want to make sure you know crystal clearly, I'm going to see you 4 times a week.
Yes.
Roger that?
Yes.
Give me some pound right there.
That skin-to-skin contact, by the way, is such a confirmation, by the way. It's a handshake. It's essentially the new 2020 handshake,
it
right?
Is.
Okay,
got it. I mean, look, if you feel motivated, I mean, I'm a hugger.
Yeah.
So if I'm in the studio, I don't care how sweaty you are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hugging. I don't care.
So now I go over to front desk, studio manager.
You haven't moved.
Well, okay, so they come to me.
You haven't moved. I come to you.
Okay, got it. So the next person comes to me.
Yeah. And then I say, Mike, how do you feel, brother?
I feel great.
So I got the prescription for success for you.
Yep.
So Coach Mike said 4 times a week.
Yep.
Now, before the workout, we actually did talk a little bit about schedules. Mm-hmm. So you on the program, you actually did say that about 3 to 4 times a week would fit your current needs, right?
Yeah.
So we're right in line. So Mike, here's the best part about it, okay? If you are coming in 4 times a week, it's about $12 a session.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Okay.
Sound good?
I love it. You stay quiet. You let them
Welcome
do it.
home, brother.
You let them do it.
One of the biggest...
And you use your head. So for everyone that's listening and not watching, he smiled at me the whole way, and he nodded his head yes. He's basically making my head go up and down, which is another type of NLP in a way. We're using body language to get the... Because it's kind of like the yawn.
Yeah.
The head nod, the smile, all these things get the other person to want to do it.
Yes.
The stand up, right? Like
Yeah.
if I stand up right now, you're going to feel the urge. If a meeting is not over, it's not been said,
Right.
but I start standing up, everyone starts standing up.
Totally.
If we're standing and talking and I start walking and I do this with my head, you start following with me. Even if I didn't break conversation and tell you to do it. Certain body language that can initiate action. What you just did initiated action.
You know, I'll remind the audience, never forget the first language we learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. These kids don't know what the word "the" means, but they know what it means when mom's coming.
Body language.
Yeah.
Never forget it. So if you want to get better at sales, get better with your body language. Get better with how you present, your hand gestures. Everything about the process needs to be attended.
Now, see, one of the things I talk about, which you're right, one of the things I talk about is most people can't even focus on the body language because they haven't actually gotten the script down well enough. So they're still thinking about the script so hard, that their body is robotic. You know? So for example, let's say you take who's best actor you know? Best actor you can think of.
Best actor?
Yeah. Who's your favorite
Jack
actor?
Nicholson.
Here's Johnny.
Okay, Jack Nicholson, he's a great actor. I love that guy.
Love him.
But that guy, what do they do with him? The first thing they do, he signs a deal on the contract to go ahead and be in this movie. What's the first thing they give him? Script.
I was going to say a check.
They give him
maybe,
a check.
maybe the script
They
too.
give him the check, then they give him the script, right?
Yeah.
He's got a script. He's a professional.
That's right.
He is the elite. He's the best you can think of. He gets a script, right?
Right.
Now, a lot of people don't like using scripts. They feel like it's inauthentic or I can't be non-robotic. But in reality, the best pros that are delivering an idea that they need you to buy, right? Because Jack Nicholson is the Joker when you're watching Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That's who he needs to be. Jack Nicholson is the mastermind in, what was that movie he was in with Leonardo DiCaprio? It was an awesome movie. Something with a D.
Oh,
Departed.
Departed.
Awesome, right?
Great.
He's the mastermind. He's not the Joker, and he's not Jack Nicholson. He's that guy. He needs to sell you on him being that person. The only way he does that is not by saying the words. It's by saying the words in the way that that man would say it,
Right.
that character. And so for you, you've got your script down. Once you've got your script down, now you don't have to focus on what you say. You can focus on how you say it. You can focus on the body language. You can focus on the mannerisms. You can focus on the other person's body language. And you can start doing all the things that you need to do in character versus in words. Because if you don't have the script down, if that person even asks one question, you're all thrown off. Now you're winging it from here on out. And you're probably going to mess it all up.
That's right.
Right? So, but see guys, so everyone listening, this stuff, what he's doing works. But the reason it works so well, it wasn't just because of what he said. You can get some other person right here and say everything he just said, but without the enthusiasm, without the body language, without the pause, the silence, the head nod, that script's not going to work nearly as well. Just like another actor could be casted to be the Joker,
That's right.
and it wouldn't have worked. Jack Nicholson sold it, is what happened, right? And you're selling it too. So
You
that's
know,
good.
they don't pay him to read the script, do they?
No.
They pay him to deliver the script.
Right. Two totally different things.
Completely different things.
And get everyone to buy in.
It's not what you say, but how you say it.
Exactly. 100%. Love it, man. Okay. The life of an intro.
Oof. Bring me back.
What's the life of an intro mean? You want me to ask you about that because you know what this means.
Oh, the life of an intro. It was just a step back and a reassessment for our brand and everybody in the audience and the network to really understand what it takes for someone to gather the courage and the energy and the excitement to walk in, forget Orangetheory, any fitness door. It takes a lot for someone to click that button and put their information in and take a chance.
Right.
So when we talk about the life of an intro, I took it all the way back into really walking the steps from the click, from the minute they click, and when that lead is captured, all the way through all the steps it takes to when they get to the point where they come into the workout, and then after the workout, and then hopefully we earn the yes and the onboarding process. So the life of an intro was really a step-by-step walk from what someone needs to experience or should be experiencing in Orangetheory Fitness. And luckily, it was really good timing, because that breakout, I must have delivered that breakout almost 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and it's still being used as Orangetheory training to this day.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, guys, the intro is so important because it's the actual first impression of the experience. I believe it to be true too. We have a process for our intro for every type of person that comes in here. Employees have a process for their intro.
Yeah.
Members, guests for the show like today. So we had a process for you. I'm guessing you had a text message, a video text, right? Did you get sent over Christina? Did Christina message you or do something ahead of time?
I certainly did.
Okay.
Nice touch.
Yeah, and I was guessing. But then all the way leading up to today, from the moment you walked in the door, what was your intro like here at Loudermer? Do you remember?
I do remember.
You may not remember the steps, but...
Oh, maybe not. Maybe you're right. What I do remember is how I felt.
How'd you feel?
Fantastic.
Did you feel important?
I felt fantastic. I felt important. I felt that these guys got it together. I feel like these guys have really rehearsed this and role played this, and they're delivering the product, and it's really, really well done.
Yep, and that's super important, because if that intro wasn't as good, we could be great as we are in every other part. You wouldn't even be interested in learning about that, because you're kind of like, why am I here? What's going on? Am I really supposed to be here? Who are these guys, right? So, but the intro got you to be interested, hopefully, in wanting to learn more about, like, what are these guys up to, right? And it's the same thing with any business, and in the space of fitness as well. These people are intimidated as is, and in a lot of cases, many of them are intimidated walking in that door. And what can we do to make them feel excited, important, valued, like they're at the right place, like they're around people that actually care? How can we get them to feel great, And they may not remember what the steps are when they go home and tell their friends about the experience, but they remember how they felt. So if I go into Orangetheory, what's my experience like? I just booked an appointment, hang up the phone, I know I'm going in tomorrow at 6 p.m. What's my experience like now?
So the system kicks in, and this is what it should look like. So within minutes of you booking, you should get a confirmation email. Okay. You are booked. We're excited for you. Let's have some fun.
Got it.
Then a little bit later, depending on, I'm sorry, what time's your class?
6 o'clock tomorrow.
AM or PM? PM. Fantastic.
Okay.
So tomorrow morning, our first crew that comes in and clocks in and runs our studio from 5A to 12P, the morning shift, they have on their agenda to call you again and confirm you again with a phone call.
Now, is that only prospects, or is that members and prospects?
That's for prospects.
Prospects. So they have an agenda first thing in the morning. That morning crew that checks in, it's part of their check-in list.
Oh yeah.
To call everyone that's slated to come in as a prospect later on that day.
They do.
And confirm.
It's morning calls evening calls morning.
Love it.
It's a machine. So you get confirmation. We confirm you. Say, hey, Mike, this is Manny, Orangetheory Fitness. We can't wait to see you tonight at 6 o'clock. Were there any other questions that you have pending that I can answer for you?
Oh, sounds good.
You know what, Mike, and I'll do one better for you. I see this your first visit, and we always remember here at Orangetheory Fitness that it's always better to sweat together. So is there anybody you want to add to your VIP list so we actually do have a couple spots in this class coming up for you?
Yeah, you know what? I think I could bring I have a friend of mine that usually works out with me. I'll see if she can come.
Do you like them?
Yes, I do.
Okay. If you like them, we'll take it easy on them. If you told me you didn't like them, I might just turn the heat up a little bit,
See,
but don't
all
worry.
this stuff is good, man. All this stuff is good because you're making them feel comfortable. You're making them laugh. You're being a little silly. See, there's this one phrase that a sales coach told me once, which is, I'm not okay, so you're okay, which kind of meant like, I can be silly and a little less polished and a little goofy and playful, which makes you feel like, if anything, you're the one that's being serious, and it allows you to be a little silly and relaxed and okay.
Yeah.
And you do that well. That's one of the things I've noticed with you, is you do that very, very well. You have a lot of little anecdotes that you'll drop in, like a lot of playful, silly things like you're totally out of shape or whatever it was, and then here
Right.
you like them, like all that stuff's great, man. Okay, so I say yes. Okay, I like them. You say okay, good, because if you didn't like them, then
I'll turn the heat up a little bit.
heat up a little bit.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
I love
gotcha.
that. Okay, what else?
Okay, so you're all set then. So all I need is their name and number, and I'll be able to reserve their spot for them, and I'm ready when you are.
Perfect. You
Just
got it. So
assumptive,
Jennifer,
right? Get you in there.
44444.
Got it. Okay, Mike, the last thing, just make sure you please arrive 30 minutes prior. That is critical. Is there any reason, Mike, that you cannot be here 30 minutes prior for your first class?
Work, I can get there like 15, 20 minutes prior. Is that okay?
It's not okay, Mike.
Okay.
We're going to be really hard on you because there's a lot to go over. We want to make sure this experience is the best experience you have ever had in your fitness life.
Okay.
So you did confirm that at 6 o'clock. We do need you here at 5:30. Can you confirm 5:30?
Can I do a 7 o'clock class and be there at 6:30?
We can do that.
Okay.
I'd rather do that.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
let's
so
do that.
very important for us. So let's do that. No problem. I'll take care of it for you. Don't worry about anything. I'll take it from here.
Perfect.
And we'll take care of the rest.
I love it. Now, so that's great. So now let's go to the next step. That's awesome.
There's one thing, Mike. Can I go back for a second?
Yeah.
The one thing about all my anecdotes and all the little nuances that I'm putting in here, going back to your first point about hiring, these are the things that hopefully the audience can remember and take away from this conversation, is these are the things you almost can't teach. You almost can't teach personality.
Charm,
You can't
wit.
teach charm and wit and just the want of being witty and charming. So it was a trigger. So going back to hiring people, not paper, this is what I meant. This is what I mean.
Got it.
Hire the people, hire the characteristics, invest in the characteristics. That is what you're buying when you hire someone.
I love it.
So fast forward. So we're back to the call. You're confirmed. The minute you walk in, there should be fireworks going off. Okay? There should be flags waving. There should be alarms going off. I mean, this is how.
Well, this is how I feel.
Yes, this is how you
so
feel.
what's actually happening that makes me feel that way?
I wish we could do fireworks. We can't.
I totally would. Do
I would do fireworks.
If it
I
were
would
fun.
if I could. But there's a policy against that at
Yeah.
Orangetheory. So so you walk in. The first point of contact is your sales associate, the person behind the front desk.
Is she called sales associate? Is that her title?
That's the term. Yep.
Okay.
He or she should be walking out in front of the desk to say, "You must be Mike."
So not staying behind the desk, walk out and around and go shake hands.
Personable.
You must be Mike. Now, what about when you have like 5 or 6 prospects coming in at once?
Yeah, we have rules against that.
Really?
We do. We
How
do.
do you
and
avoid
just for that
How
reason.
do you avoid that? Like if let's say you're running ads and they're doing really well, like how do you avoid having 4, 5 prospects coming in at the same one time slot that a lot of people like?
Yeah, it's management. We manage our schedule, and that is we talked about that rule because we know what it takes for that first experience to be the right experience.
Of course. So
and
how many prospects will you take at once?
Oh, no more than 2 or 3. 3 is actually the max.
And is that because you'll have 2 to 3 people that can take that sale, or is that because you're okay with one person handling 2 or 3 people at once?
It's really a matter of attention for the coach. So we always keep the coach in mind. So if we throw 5, 6 brand new people that could be deconditioned, could have restrictions, could have something going on, that's a lot of pressure. Not even on the front of the house, on the back of the house, the coach, that's a lot of pressure for them. So we keep that in mind, and we say, you know what, with respect to our coaches and their attention, we know more than 3 people, we're wearing thin.
So in that case, if let's say you already got 3 people coming in, you would say, you wouldn't give that as an option. You would give another time slot as an option.
We would.
And your system, you can see quickly through your system that this already has 3 prospects.
In seconds.
You already know in seconds. So your people on the phone can see, okay, this time block's got 3 prospects. I'm loaded. I can't do anything else here. Got it. Okay, cool.
We do.
So I walk in the door. You say, you must be Mike.
So right away, we're ahead of the curve, right? Like
Right.
right away, we know your name. It's assumptive, right? If we have 3 people, you might not be
Yeah.
Mike. But that's what we're trying to teach. We're trying to get that mentality going. So you come in, we give you a high five. We make sure that everything is what as you expect it. And the process kicks in. So Mike, the first step in the process is I need you to sign in since it's your very first time. Go ahead and sign here. You know what, Mike, I'll do one better for you. I'll sign for you. It's Mike Arce. And your number again?
444.
I pop that in. Fantastic. So, Mike, the next step in the process is we're going to take care of a client intake form. So we're going to sit you down right over here. We're going to take care of a couple of details of you and who you are, get to know you a little bit before we introduce you to the coach.
Love it.
So it's methodical. I mean, we have the whole thing lined out.
That's great. Okay, great. So we're going to go through to the next steps. Before we do, we're going to take a quick break.
Yes.
I got to talk to you about a couple things. I want to tell you about this company, Fit Degree. Is your studio management software a pain in your ass? Well, Fit Degree is seriously simple software. They make studio management software that's easy to use with the features you need, and it costs less than the competition. What's more important is that they're personal. They are with you every step of the way to make sure you're comfortable with the switch. And if you think it's too good to be true, find out for yourself with their $1 trial. Visit tryfitdegree.com today to get started. All right, cool. So I gotta come back. I'm excited to finish this up with you, man. So guys, just remember, if you gotten value out of this, go ahead and like right now. Like. Go ahead and hit the fire, whatever. Put the emoji that best fits how you feel. Comment. Say what you've gotten so far that you really enjoyed. And also, if you want to learn more, again, you can give us a call. You can call in here to 480-750-9774. And in about 20 minutes from now, Manny's going to be running into the other room, the other studio, to do a training on this, all the steps, step by step. This is just the intro. The rest is going to be even better. And you can go to loudroomervt.com to watch that. Okay, so let's get to the next step here. Normally, people say it's easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
You don't.
No.
What do you say?
It's as easy as 2, 2, 4, my friend.
What's that mean?
One of my surprisingly highest rated breakouts I've ever done, and let me tell you a funny story about that breakout. I just did it a couple years ago, and it's the one I almost didn't do.
Okay.
I walked into, a shout out to Brittany. Hi, Brittany. I walked into Brittany's office, and I said, you know what, Britt? I don't know if I want to do this breakout. She's like, why? What's up? And I said, you know what? I've been presenting at every national convention and summit for Orangetheory for the past 6 years. Let me share the stage. Let me give someone else a shot. And she's like, you know what? No, this one's good. People are asking about it. Let's do it. And you don't know who Brittany is, but when Brittany says go, you go.
Right.
So I said, Brittany, no problem. 224 is all about time ownership. Forget time management. Just forget it. Just throw it out there. Driving down what big highway do you have here?
101, I-17.
I-17. Get an I-17, do about 95 miles an hour, open the window, and toss time management out. Get rid of it. What 224 was all about was time ownership. Okay. So 224 is a kind of an interesting way and really simple approach for studio managers and assistant studio managers, or really anybody in the fitness business, on how to organize their days more effectively. What happens is that people lose sight of what's important. And what's important in a fitness business, any business, but let's talk fitness business. What is the most important thing a studio leader should be focusing on?
Making sure they're getting results.
Production. Yes, production.
Constantly building up the business.
Build the business. And what we found is that a lot of studio managers, or any manager level, they weren't. They were getting bogged down with paper and admin and schedules and all
Keep it
this
busy,
stuff. Yeah,
but
just
not
busy being busy.
Right.
No, let's busy getting productive. So 224 was just that. It's figuring out a way to organize your day in 2 hours you do this, 2 hours you do that, and 4 hours it's all about production. And I mapped the whole thing out for our studio managers, and it hit a home run.
That's awesome, man. I hate to say it. It's like the worst thing in the world, but we're almost out of time here, dude.
Oh man!
And I wish I could just extend this for the next 8 hours, like an 8-hour episode, like a Tim Ferriss or Joe Rogan style. But it's just not, because our people typically are driving. Yeah. And they're working out, they're doing cardio, so we got to fit it in that time block. But I love to find a way to get you back out here another time. And also, I'm excited to watch what we do in Loud Rumor Virtual Training. So for you guys, if you want to know more about Loud Rumor Virtual Training, you can give us a call here, 480-750-9774. You can go to loudrumorvt.com. Guys, thank you so much. Manny, thank you so much for being here, man. I learned a lot.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, man. It's
absolutely.
been fun.
It was. It was great to see like how you work and how you think.
I have a question for you, Mike.
Yep.
Did we get shit done here?
Dude, we got shit done. We got shit done hard.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, guys. Guys, thank you so much for watching, for listening, and we'll see you in the next show. Thanks for watching. If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, or YouTube. And to watch more episodes and get exclusive links from each episode, go to gsdshow.com. Again, that's gsdshow.com.